Hi AP friends and scholars, welcome back to week 2 of AP Language and Composition. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to what you're up to this week. So hang with me here as I give you a quick tour for where you can find everything you'll need for this week. We are going to focus our energies this week on the week of September 14th folder. You'll notice that the first week of school folder has been moved to this completed units folder. As we finish a unit, I'll tuck it in there so that you can still access it, but it's not here to kind of clutter up our main screen. Gone but not forgotten, as the title would imply. Once you jump into the week of September 14th folder, you'll see my Bitmoji Classroom. Take some time to kind of nose around here. This is where you will get started. You can see, if you also scroll down below, that we are going to start with our first Tic Tac No Board. See what I did there? You will become familiar with these. We will do one of these at the start of each unit or each mini unit. For this week's one, you can see that it still is continuing on with who we are, and it will ask you to do some introductions of yourselves to your classmates and to me. So if you click on this, it'll take you to the larger one that's also below, and you can see that there are many hyperlinks embedded in this document. So a Tic Tac No Board works like this. You will always start in square 5. That is our common text, so every student will either read the same thing, listen to the same thing, or watch the same thing to get started. And by the way, these instructions are also up here, so if you need a refresher, you can read through them up here. So we will always start with square 5, number 5, where it says start here. This week we're going to be starting with an Ed Puzzle video. If you click on this link, it will take you to the Ed Puzzle. However, it's also linked in the folder below this as well. The Ed Puzzle is on Tracy Edwards' TED Talk, Stop Being a Bystander in Your Own Life. There are a couple notes from me throughout it, and there are also 2 questions I'd like you to answer in that Ed Puzzle. After that, you may decide which blue square you'd like to do and which yellow square you'd like to complete. However, just like in tic-tac-toe, you must create a line. So you may either choose to do numbers 1, 5, and 9, 3, 5, and 7, 2, 5, and 8, or 4, 5, and 6. And you simply do what the directions tell you to do. All of these sources and resources are hyperlinks, so you'll spend some time in the blue square that you choose exploring a resource of some kind. And after you take some time to explore that resource or resources, then you will do your corresponding yellow square, which is always going to be a create of some sort. You'll always be doing something after you do some exploring. Once you decide which row you're going to do, and you've created your final product, if you head back here to our folder for this week, you will see a submission slot here where it says, Who Are We? AP Scholar Introductions, and this is a discussion board. So once again, you'll be posting to a discussion board so that your peers can see your introduction and learn something about you. We are also simultaneously beginning Fahrenheit 451 this week. For those of you who are A's, actually for everyone, you'll be getting your books in class this week, and we will be starting to read in class together this week. You don't really have to do anything with this folder until you come to class this week, so you can just let that hang out there, and we'll be using the materials there once I see you in class. If you want to, prior to coming to class or after meeting with me, if you're an A and I've already seen you today, you can click on the Fahrenheit book in my Bitmoji Classroom, and it will take you to a National Endowments of the Arts page on the NEA Big Read. If you click on the Multimedia tab, it'll take you to about a 28-minute introduction and overview of the text. I would encourage you to listen to that. It's just a nice, succinct introduction to the text itself and how Bradbury came to create the text, and a little bit about Bradbury's life as well. Heading back to our Bitmoji Classroom, If you want to know a little bit more about Ray Bradbury, this quote and this poster of this quote here takes you to Brain Pickings, a Brain Pickings article on Ray Bradbury, and it just kind of pieces together clips from this interview. You're welcome to watch this interview with him. This is obviously a little dated at this point, but you're welcome to watch that. And kind of in keeping with the theme of quotes from last week, I had each of you text me an inspirational quote or a quote that sort of identifies you or that you can relate to last week. You can kind of peruse some quotes from Ray Bradbury in this interview and start to get a sense for who he is and how he thinks and what his philosophies are as well. All right, folks, I think that about sums this up. If you have any questions, of course, please feel free to text me using Remind or send me an email and I will be in touch. Thanks very much. Take care, enjoy the week, and I'll see you in class.